Hospital. That opened back in 1930 as San Antonio's first full-service hospital. Goes all the way to the top floor still today. Had a famous lady by the name of Carol Burnett born there in 1933. And George Strait, country western singer, born there as well. Got a full parking garage, full ambulance service, all sorts of clinics in that vertical building. Got a shark hanging over on my left-hand side, so our rivers are safe to get. How many of y'all been to the Alamo already? Oh, several of you. Cool, #1 tourist attraction. The Alamo actually sits one block on the other side of that building in front of us, which is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Prior to them building it in 1981, they performed what's known as shadow testing. They wanted to make sure the building itself wouldn't cast any shadow onto the Alamo from the setting sun. So they limited it tight to only 16 stories. They won't allow any man-made structure to cast a shadow onto the Alamo. They hold it pretty sacred. Easiest way going to the Alamo, off the Riverwalk here anyways, is right through their main atrium, go out the other side. There's a sidewalk that will take you right up beside it. Then if you take a look off my front right over the bridge here, you're going to see the Casino Club building. This opened back in 1927 as a private club for the German business community. Now it's no longer a casino club though. It is 6 stories tall. The first 2 floors today are used for restaurants and shops. The 4 floors above that, those are apartments. People live there. In fact, we had a well-known actor living there one time, Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, he rented out the entire top floor to himself, and he still lives here in San Antonio, not too far from downtown. This is River Square right through here. They renovated this area back in the 70s, bringing us all sorts of restaurants with indoor and outdoor seating. We have all different types of food around here too. I don't know if you've had a chance to check it all out. But we have Mexican food, American food, Italian food, Mexican food. We've got it all. All Mexican. Not short in that department one bit. Some good restaurants around here. As far as those dinner boats go, you make reservation through the restaurant themselves for something like that. Or you go on our website and check it out, which you can find our website on your ticket stubs. In fact, some of your ticket stubs even have coupons on the back side of them, so you may want to check those out, see if they're useful for you. And love to have you follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. Coming up here on the right-hand side, folks, you'll see this circular balcony here on the Clifford building. Wow, check out those fish. Oh, the duck got a fish. Fish again. Who's going to win that fight? This circular balcony here on my right, it says Robert Hugman, architect's name written on it. At the completion of the Riverwalk in 1941, he placed his office right there at river level. Because of all the flooding going on prior to the Riverwalk, he wanted to be the first one out here, just to let businesses know that the river was safe from flooding. Well, it didn't take long to get them out here. Back here on my right is Casa Rio. They were the first ones down here. They opened in 1946. They're the ones that began all these boat rides and the outdoor seating. They paved the way for everyone. And that is also one of the first Mexican restaurants my wife and I ever ate at. Yeah, her and I got married back in 1985, and we moved here the day after we got married from the Chicago area. Prior to that, the only Mexican food we ever ate from was Taco Bell. No Mexican restaurants where we grew up. In fact, when we sat down here, they gave us something really strange to eat with our food. It was called tortillas. Yeah, we had no idea what to do with them. My wife, she looked at me, she's like, Randy, what in the world are we supposed to do with all these taco patties with no meat on it? True story, we had to watch people figure out how to eat them. Didn't take long, we figured it out. How I love Mexican food. All right, well, here's where we began, but we're not done yet. We're going to keep on going. This section of the river right here that we're going into, this is a man-made section right here. They wanted to take the main river, join it up to the hemisphere where the Tower of the Americas was the center point 1968 fair. This has a concrete bottom to it, unlike the main river having a mud bottom. And over on the left-hand side is our Chamber of Commerce. Great resource for folks that want to relocate here to San Antonio. All you need to do is Google their website. Now check this palm tree out coming up here on my right-hand side. This palm tree over here is having a twisted turn to get out from underneath this cypress tree just to get sunlight. I had no idea palm trees did that until I came out here on the boats. I've been driving these boats for about 2 years now, and it took me almost a full year before I ever recognized that tree. I thought someone for sure transplanted it there. Now coming up here on my right hand side around this bend, there's going to be a beautiful waterfall here. This waterfall was actually built as an aeration system. Because this is a man-made section, we have to aerate the water to keep all the fish alive, just like a fish tank filtering system. All these bubbles create an atmosphere for the fish to live in. Makes a beautiful backdrop of pictures, too. And if you take a look directly in front of us over the walk bridge there, guys, you're going to see the Marriott Hotel. They built this back in 1985. Prior to them building it, there was another hotel sitting there in its spot. It was known as the Fairmont. The Fairmont Hotel was an old building built in 1906. Instead of tearing it down when they built the Marriott, they ended up moving the building. Now, this building is huge, all brick, 3 stories tall, weighed over 6